Racing Incorporated made his mark producing state-of-the-art suspension components for motocross and off-road motorcycles, ATVs, snowmobiles, 4x4s, and mountain bike suspension systems. A physicist by training, Fox was an avid inventor and motocross rider in his spare time. He started racing using his own motocross suspension designs in 1974. And just 1 year later, he and brother Jeff marketed an air shock absorber designed specifically for professional motocross racing. In 1976, Kent Howerton won the AMA 500cc motocross championship on a dual-chamber Fox air shocks-equipped Husqvarna. The next year, the non-factory Team Moto X Fox upset the motocross world with top results in the AMA National Motocross Championship with riders Pat Richter, Steve Wise, and Mark Barnett. With his success, Fox started the company Fox Factory to focus on the production of Fox air shocks and suspension-related products. In the 1980s, Fox expanded into the IndyCar, off-road truck, quad, dune buggy, and snowmobile markets, building an enviable reputation as a producer of high-quality, high-performance suspension components. Most notably, in the sport of mountain bike riding, Fox Racing Shocks-equipped bicycles have become the gold standard for competition and recreational riders. In fact, Fox Racing Shocks-equipped vehicles and riders have claimed championships in every one of those disciplines, and the company continues today as an industry leader in suspension development.
Please welcome Bob Fox's longtime friend and colleague, Wes Allinger.
Good evening, everybody. As Perry said, my name is Wes Allinger. I work in a factory in Watsonville, California, a factory that was built because of the drive, determination, vision, and passion of a good friend of mine, Bob Fox. For over 10 years now, I've been proud to call Bob an inspiration, a fellow engineer, a leader, a mentor, and a friend. More than 35 years ago, Bob combined his engineering skills, passion for motocross, to improve the motorcycle suspension, making riders faster and bringing more excitement to this great sport. The designs and innovations that were part of those early Fox shocks are a legacy to motocross that have crossed over into many other race-driven activities. Bob's shocks have won AMA championships, the Indianapolis 500, World Mountain Bike Championships, the Baja 1000, and the list goes on. In fact, no one I know works harder and is more tireless than Bob. Even now, Bob is often the last one at the office working on new designs until late in the night. And actually, I cannot think of or remember a day when he left work before I did, or any of the other staff for that matter, which is quite a testament to his passion and drive. I know Bob is very excited to have been chosen to be an AMA member of the AMA Hall of Fame, and it's a fitting recognition for his contribution to the sport of motocross. Standing here today, I am also speaking for the hundreds of employees who work with Bob, some for more than 25 years. Some of those are here today with us. We all know he deserves this great honor, and we're very proud and happy for him. Lastly, I think it's fitting that we're in Las Vegas tonight. Many of my favorite stories that Bob tells are about his days as a poker player. When Fox, that's true. When Fox was just starting out, he quit his day job to play poker and design racing shocks. So at the time, this might have seemed like a gamble, but I think we're all glad and very lucky that he took this chance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you Bob Fox.
Bob Fox, in recognition of your inspired achievements in the world of power sports, suspension design, and production, and your many years supporting motorcycle enthusiasts, we welcome you to the AMA Hall of Fame.
Thanks for that introduction, Wes, and good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, AMA. Thank you, Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Thanks for this great honor tonight. But not only that, thanks also to the AMA for everything you've done for motorcyclists everywhere since 1924, for the last 85 years. Next, I'd like to thank my brother, Jeff. Jeff is the guy who introduced me to dirt bikes. That's pretty important. In fact, the first motorcycle I ever rode was a white tank Yamaha 125 Enduro that Jeff let me borrow. That first ride only lasted about 5 minutes before my first crash. I was going a little too fast down this dirt trail, so I decided to pull in the clutch. Suddenly, the front wheel locked up. As you know, when the front wheel stops turning, instant crash. So down I went. But we figured out later what happened. I guess I should have paid closer attention when Jeff had explained to me which lever is the clutch and which one is the front brake. True story. So 35 years ago, you know, when I began 35 years ago, never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that someday I might be standing up here being inducted into the Hall of Fame. 35 years ago, I was just a guy who loved engineering and I loved motocross, and I was lucky enough to find a way to combine them into a career and a business. So how did it all begin? Well, it began with a revolution, literally. Back then, in the mid-70s, we called it the long travel suspension revolution. What does that mean? Well, it meant that in just a few years, the suspension travel on motocross bikes increased radically, from 4 or 5 inches to about a foot, front and rear. This wasn't some minor change. This was radical. This was revolutionary. The good news was you could go a lot faster over rough ground. The bad news was all that extra travel worked the shock absorbers a lot harder. The old spring rates and damping curves didn't work anymore. We had to figure out new ones. Shocks were overheating and fading. And all too often, they were even breaking in two. Lucky me, that looked like a challenge to me and also an opportunity. I was an engineer, and so I thought, hey, maybe I can design a better shock. So in 1974, that's what I decided to try to do. I named them Fox Air Shocks, big surprise. Then, pretty amazingly, just 2 years later, in 1976, Hall of Famer Kent Howerton won the 500cc national championship on his factory Husky with Fox Air Shocks. And then the very next year, 1977, Marty Smith, another Hall of Famer, won it again. This time on a factory Honda, and again with Fox Air Shocks. So as you can imagine, after that, popularity and sales of Fox Air Shocks went crazy. Those two back-to-back 500cc championships are what truly launched my career and my company. And so that's the story. That's how it all began. In closing, I want to again say thank you for this great honor. Thanks to motorcycles, I've enjoyed a wonderful career. And now I'm at a new stage in that career. One of my goals now is to find ways to give back to this great sport that's been so good to me. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame and getting to know and work together with other Hall of Famers will help greatly in the pursuit of that goal. So that's it. That's my story. Thanks for listening.
Our next inductee is a man